Alright, welcome everybody along to URS once again. It is Season 3, round number 6 of the season. We are here at the Belgium Grand Prix. If you don't know who I am already, if you're not used to who I am Ryan Ocon31, and today I am joined by my co-commentator, being the backup alongside me, Burning Man. Welcome along, Burning Man. Make sure your audio is included, but good to have you.
Yeah,
How are you?
Good. Looking forward to Belgium. It's one of my favourite tracks.
Good to hear, yeah. So, for the people who I'm just wanting to put this out there to get it out of the way now, for the people who are not aware, the Queen had recently died, passed away, and a lot of the drivers are choosing to honor her. And that is the same way with the 21st anniversary of the tragic 9/11 event that happened in New York. A lot of the drivers honoring either one of those two. They can if they choose to. They don't have to. It's not enforced, but it is recommended if they choose to. They want to. If they want to, they don't have to. But whatever. Either way, we are now on to Belgium, round 6, Brennan, man. And I have to talk about the most recent races. Last week, I don't know if you watched or not. I'm pretty sure you did.
I was very busy last week, so I couldn't watch it.
Okay, I see. But Gagi, absolute heartbreak. He was leading the race, even lagged out at one point. Late race safety car, binned it, and then race over.
Ooh,
At that point, he was looking like he was going to win the race. And he had a big lead over Pluto before the safety car, too. Then, under the safety car, of course, his throttle gets stuck. That led to a 4-second lead. Jeb, who's catching him so much in the wet, catching him in the last couple laps. 4/10 was that gap for the race victory. Pluto over Jab. Jab, who took his first podium. Pluto, who took his third win of the season, making him the all-time win leader in URS. Not only that, but you also have Kostag, who started from 16th on the grid, on the podium. Or I think it was 16th, maybe. I don't remember. No, it wasn't. Sorry. He was 16th at one point in the race. I'm sorry. It was in the top 10, by the way. But it was 16th at one point in the race, and ended up finishing on the podium. And yeah, I meant to say 16th, 17th on the grid was Riles, actually, who ended up finishing 4th place.
Gotta be painful for Goggy, though. Be bleeding the entire race just to crash out on the safe car.
Yeah, and you gotta definitely feel, but you also gotta imagine that today is gonna be his redemption day, especially from a race that he had last week, where he felt he had the pace. He really knew that it was a good chance for him to win. He even took his first pole, whatever. So there you go.
No, I wouldn't know about taking pole.
I mean, you've been close a couple times. What was it, Bahrain last season?
Yeah,
round
Bahrain
7. We're now at round
closest.
6 though, so you're close. You were close. So it's only a matter of time. I think we're just waiting on Kostag, Brute, and Rice Cracker to join the lobby. Just need those 3.
Oh, someone just leave.
Oh, someone lagged out. I think that was Sam. But yeah. Anyway, we talk about last week. Talk about the standings. As well, Burning Man. How about you recap that with the drivers and constructor standings quickly?
Right, let me just go get this one up because it crashed. Right, it is. I'm pretty sure. So, the driver constructors, Pluto in the lead ahead of Kostag right now by 52 points. Quite a massive gap. And then Jack in third, 10 points, not 20 points, because Kostag's, Pluto's on 119 second. Jab, 47, 20 points behind Kostag. And then in fourth is Calm on 43, only 4 points? Yeah, I think 47, 43, that's 4 points. 4 points away from Jab, so that's very close for third. Could be quite a good battle.
Now onto the constructors.
Even Joseph, only 3 points behind Sam.
Yeah. There you go.
Constructors with Haas with 123 points, well, pretty much all of them coming from Pluto. Seems like quite a one-man army. And then AlphaTauri in second, 104, and Mercedes in third with 74. Ferrari dead last with only 2 points. So that is not looking good for Ferrari.
No, it is not. And I think the interesting thing here for Belgium is we've never been here in URS. This is the first time we're here.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, we've never been here. So I think
Ah,
that's interesting within itself.
yeah. I didn't know that actually. I thought we had raced before.
No, no. So first time, we don't really have any past history to go off of here. So it's a lot of unknowns. That's, I guess, the good part about it. Maybe, I don't know.
Who knows?
That's how
Could be a
people look at
very
it.
interesting race.
Just waiting on, I think, 3 more people to join.
Yeah, don't it?
Sam,
There's
Brute,
Scracker
and Rice.
Yeah, Rush Cracker's in now.
Okay, awesome.
So,
I think there's just one more, but yeah, I think maybe we
yeah, just
are.
Brute.
So, one other thing to mention, you mentioned the standings for the drivers and the constructors, and it is the first time we race here, but I also have to mention, yeah, we have no history to go off of. We only really have car history to go off of because this is according to the car and schedule list, I think it's a hybrid, for between paddle wheel, which is split in the middle, and it's also a track, it seems. So this should be interesting for who this may suit. So it could go either way, really.
Yeah, it's
I
very
guess
balanced.
that's
So
how
being in
things
better
are
race.
shaping out. Yeah, exactly. And penalties to be served. We have Florian Foley on a one-shot qualifying. He gets to compete in every single session, but he has to immediately. He has to go out at the very start of the session, complete 1 lap. It does not matter if it's valid or well, it doesn't. Well, it does really matter if it's valid or not. But he gets 1 lap. That's it. No chance after that. If it's invalid, too bad. He's done. So there you go. And then we have a couple of drivers making rather first start. So reserve appearances. Speaking of reserves, I don't even think unless Brute doesn't show up to the lobby, which he should be in about a couple seconds here. But we have, I think, for the first time in history, if Brute does join, we will have 20 full-time drivers showing up to the lobby, and all on time, really, too. So that's impressive. I have to say.
People must love Belgium.
People must love URS.
Yeah.
I guess that's a
I know.
good thing. Brute is here. There you go. We are. By the way, we are 2 minutes off the start time. We can get going.
Nice. Early race.
I love this. I love this. I'm happy to see this. I really am. For the first time, full-time drivers here. I mean, seriously.
Right, yep, Brute's in.
Yeah. So we can get going. Also, a bit of a thing to mention, Burning Man. I just want to make sure the stat is right. I want to check round 6 last season. So yes, it is. Every season at round 6 in URS, we have had a full grid. But listen to this though. Each season it's been different. Round what was it? Round 6 in season 1 at Abu Dhabi. That was a full grid for the last time that season. It was the second time in US history that has ever happened, and it was a night race. Well, the next season, same thing there. Last time that happened that season, but it happened season. Also a night race. This time, not the first or second time we've had a full grid, by the way, to start off. And not a night race either, but it is the first time we've had full-time drivers show up, turn up, and be racing, which is just amazing to see, which will update you on some of the driver lineup changes once we get started in qualifying in a moment.
It seems to be raining.
Really? I
For
don't
me,
think
it's
we're
gone
loaded
right.
into the lobby yet.
Oh, for me,
Let me
it's
see.
got- I'm in the.
You've
I'm
loaded
looking
in
at the
before I
garage.
have, so
Yeah, I'm looking at the
you've
garage.
loaded in
it's
before.
raining.
Oh, okay, all right. Now, are we gonna have inters? Yeah, I think it's inters. Yep. So we do have rain here. That's interesting. We'll know it before the drivers do, I think. But I must say, did really find. I don't know. Do I find it interesting? Do I not? I don't know. But I think the thing I point out are these driver lineup changes because I think it will maybe bring us some close reaction considering some people have struggled. As you may notice already, Lando Norris is McLaren. Davis 2K7 got kicked out from of being a full-time driver. In, 4 races he turned up 2 out of the 5, and in 3 of those he given up really for no reason whatsoever. So we agreed that he'd be down to a reserve. So now Lando took that spot as Sam made a swap. Lando to McLaren, Sam Steed to Alfa Romeo. I think that'll be better for really both drivers. Both outcomes are probably better. And also take for granted, Alistair, I know a lot of people were kind of quite passionate about it, but Alistair had left the league yesterday. A full-time spot was also open at McLaren again, meaning Schott would go to McLaren. And at that spot when to McLaren, Alistair moved to McLaren before he left, obviously. There was Alpine, meaning full-time driver. Now Riles will take that. So 2 new full-time drivers. Brute coming back from a race ban, and a change between Lando and Sam. So I think this is going to get really good, as drivers are going to figure out what they're going to do for setups, because I think we have one going out now, but I'm not sure what it's going to be like based on or wet race. There's rain, but it would be a dry or wet race. That's what I want to figure out from the drivers.
Yeah, I don't think...
First one on the lap, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think they've said anything about the race so far. They're saying it's going dry in the quali, I think. So there may be some people sitting waiting for it to go dry.
Maybe. But Florian Foley has to go out immediately no matter what.
Yeah.
I think you have
So if it
background
does go
noise.
dry, you may
Sorry,
be
I'm a little loud, by the way.
Ah, yeah, sorry.
I think you have... but,
Turning it down.
you're good, you're good. But Florian Foley has to go out immediately. So we'll put the focus on him in just a moment, because he has a one-shot qualifying. Now, the highest anyone with a qualifying has ever got is 11th. That was Jebel MSU at Saudi Arabia. Time there was a one-shot qualifying penalty, and in fact, I must say, people who have we have a crash. I think that's JNT maybe. Yeah, yes, you're right. That's a bit of a shocker. He is now out of the session. He's not going to make Q2. It does, but I must say regarding Florian, is well, Florian and one really is. Jab was the first driver in Saudi Arabia to make it out of Q1 with a one-shot qualifying. No other driver had ever done that before. Made it out of Q1 with a one-shot qualifying. So I have to see what things shape up to be for Florian with the one-shot quali. You know, he got it for track and qualifying. So we'll make sure we take a lot of focus on people to make sure they just, and stay well. But anyway, Florian Foley, but interesting wet spot. I want to figure out, is it a wet race though? Goes dry apparently from what I'm seeing. So we'll have to see. But anyway, Florian Foley is lap. Here he comes now to turn 1. He is revving it up, going up the gears, and using his ear to an extent. Here we go. So turn 1, you want to kind of like curb. You don't want to completely clip it. You've got a pass in front of him. That is Brew or that should be, I believe, Pluto. So here comes Foley up a Rouge and Ratty. It's a tough spot in the wet conditions. He's a little loose in the rear, but he does it. Completed it very well. He's got to keep this lap valid if he wants to at least have a chance of making Q2, but it is a purple sector, considering that he's the only one to complete a sector so far. Yeah, exactly. Now 4th, 5th, and 6th, and he's going to be in the 70% area. And I think we saw Britain in the wet that the battery is, I guess, a lot better in the wind. Save a lot more than you'd expect, but here he comes to No Name, now to Puan, and then the rest of the lap, which we'll see how this goes. He's going to shift down to 5th, and he's going to be very kind of careful in the throttle there, and then go 7th gear, 8th gear, and how committed is the rest of this lap going to be? How comfortable does he feel with this as? That's a matter of it. You know, you don't know if he's going dry, you don't know if he's going wet, you know what kind of setup he's going. There's a lot of other drivers now have started laps, and I don't know if this session is going to get the end at all, but it very well could. 25-3 through the middle sector now. You can see a lot more on the lens as he's starting sector 3. And right here, this fast left, you got to be, that's a car in front of him was crashed. That is either a Williams or a Red Bull. We'll find out here in a moment. Chungus. So, Chungus having to get out of the way. Now here's Foley at the bus stop chicane. Going to be the first driver to complete a lap. Has to keep it valid if he wants to have a chance to get through to Q2. If the rain does die down, he'll definitely not be through to Q2 if people set perfect laps. But here comes Foley to the line. It's going to be a 56.4. He's the first to complete a lap as of right now. Next up to cross the line will be Pluto. He's going to... Now we're going to go on board with him in the Haas. Pluto leading the championship by about 50 points. I know a lot of drivers have switched cars, but I have to sort of wonder, you know, what are these conditions going to do? We've seen a lot of Pluto's race wins have a lot of luck involved. I'm not saying they're undeserved, but a lot of luck has been involved, and we have a crash in front of that. That's Chungus. And that is the second driver out in Q1 already. both been involved on the track. Com will go fastest. Brute goes behind fully, but completing sector 1 is a 32.8. And I must say, yeah, regarding what Pluto's had gone on in races, look at his wins. He was being challenged in Saudi Arabia. Britain, I know he was ahead of everyone else behind, but Sam on 70%ish tires got a puncture while leading. And then in the race of not Belgium, Singapore, he had a come out late, which you could definitely argue cost Gagi the win. If that does not come out, I think Gagi easily wins that race. And Pluto rather finishes in the shy of the podium. So, and same thing with the throttle glitch. Jab probably gets past Pluto if Gagi's throttle glitch. So, it's a matter of coulda, shoulda, wouldas in these scenarios for what would have happened, I guess, to maybe not have Pluto win not 3 races in a row, but three wins in a row, or 3 wins to start the season out of 5 races, but 2 so far for Pluto, so let's see it. You know, the man who's leading the championship, start the session, find out. I think track is evolving for sure through the fast left-hander. I'm going to go through the bus stop chicane now. So, which is pretty obvious itself because 2 people have crashed, but definitely help him not be near the elimination zone. With top of the board, 55.9, had a com. Behind that, there's also a McLaren going to be starting a lap, or at least going to be, at least completing one. That's Shot. Shot's actually going to test here. Riles also set a lap that was pretty far on the timing board. I think Brute's also improving on this lap as well. Brute, Pluto's team, he do. Not seeing a whole lot of Brute. Last time we saw him, he was in the wall in Bahrain, but he's going to be at the top of the board now ahead of Pluto. And the track is surely evolving. If Brute has gone faster than Pluto by 3/10. I don't see any rain anymore. I don't actually. I don't see any rain.
Stopped.
And now Foley has retired because he only 1 lap. Therefore, chances of being through much more slimmer than the others. See what goes on here. And yeah, if it does dry up, I don't know. We'll see what goes on. Lando Norris had a lap that was 4th fastest. Lando Norris in the McLaren take qualifying this season. You know, McLaren, in fact, have not got a pole since you go back to Portugal of Season 1 with Aaron Ocon. And Shot, Rice Cracker, all lap whenever it does stop raining. Right, so they're not out yet, but they're preparing for when it does change over. Right, exactly. Well, Chromac also set a time that was just Aaron Ocon about to complete a lap. After Aaron Ocon completes a lap, we'll interview JNT. We'll see what he has to say regarding his retirement thus far in qualifying. Chungus doesn't have a mic. We would get him, but we can get him if he doesn't have a mic. Here comes Aaron Ocon to the line. Aaron Ocon, 2nd fastest, right behind Brute. Bad for Aaron. Much of an improvement compared to what we saw the last 2 weeks for Aaron, I must say. A lot more closer. That is a good sign. Although the track is evolving, that is a good sign for Aaron. Ryle is also just, and behind that, there's also Haas Pluto who's going to go even faster. That is how much the track is. Let's get JNT an invite. Let's see. Give him an interview. Q1 elimination already.
Ooh, he lost it.
I saw that. Oh boy. You know, with JNT though, he hasn't shown up to the last couple of races, so obviously this was.
Rice Cracker is heading out on the softs already.
A little bit early maybe, but
yeah, it could be a bit early. Well, he actually slid out of the pit as he was coming out.
We'll look on board with him. I'm gonna remind JNT I gave him an invite. We'll see what he... Rice Cracker's gonna lose it. But is he gonna go in the wall? I think he's just safe. He is safe. I don't know how he kept it in the session, but yeah, maybe a little too early. Maybe a little too early for the softs. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, you can see the track's still a bit wet.
Lucky he actually kept it out of the wall there, because I thought anyone else was gonna go out of the session there.
It's extremely lucky there.
Good evening to everyone else in the chat as well. I saw Soren. Let's see if we can get anyone else in the chat as well, because I know there should be a lot more watching. But anyway, the long side us now after he crashed out of the session. JNT, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, Log, you've missed the past couple weeks, but you're back. Not maybe back the way you want. Talk us through what happened there to your car when you crashed around Sector 2. What happened?
So, you're on 9 routes for the spa, and you low wing, you overpowered, and then you touch the gas, and you died. It's kind of like you're on the elevation too, so you don't really have much backing off of the corner. I mean, you're kind of on the curve. It wasn't the best idea about even to go out that early, but now I'm starting to laugh. But you know what? It's okay, because it's Spa, and everyone's gonna crash.
Well, if that's the mindset you have, that's a good one. Oh, well, yep. It's still in the session. Jab Brute go fastest, by the way. They switch target trade spots, but I as Rice Cracker, I think it's maybe spun again, but I must ask you, you returned this week for what is your third start of the season out of 6 race, showing up a whole lot, but what are you expecting now that you're at the back of the grid? I know you said, oh, people will crash. Expecting for yourself, though.
I've been at the back of the grid before, and you kind of just have to methodically make your way up. You can't rush it. I mean, I'm gonna acid, so front down force. I don't have much of it. Can't turn in the way I want to, but you just gotta be patient around there. You gotta wait for stuff to happen. You gotta put yourself in a position to capitalize on other people's mistakes, because that's one of the big ways overtaking can happen. People can make mistakes, and other people are gonna take advantage of it because they're long straights, like that guy. So I think it's probably gonna be a thing to look out, not only for myself but for other people, and to make sure that I limit mistakes to make sure that I can stay ahead when I need to.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think the other thing great too is a lot of people going on the soft, so we'll see how the rest of the session shapes up. But Burning Man, do you have questions for J and T?
Yes. So obviously, as we know, it's wet. It's going. It looks like it's going dry, but we're in the dark about the race. Is it raining in the race, or is it completely dry?
Dry. It's dry. That's why I was
Dry.
slow. That's why it's such slow wing, because it was dry.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you, and good luck in the race to you, and we wish you luck.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Fun, man. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Be back. Well, the 2 cars who are out on track besides TJR have now pit lane, and I'm almost going to assume that now is going to be the time for the softs. And now, considering 17 drivers still left in the session, there's at least going to be 2 eliminated on a pace who are still eligible, because Foley, with the one-shot qualifying, he's rather barely out. I don't know. It could be either way. And he did a lap on the inners. That's the bad part of qualifying, I guess, for some people, is track evolution. A dry track now. Burning Man, as you got a little live back by the way. You've seen how the 12 to where it is a dry track. TGR has now spun it. Luckily, keeps it in the session. This is enabled, so this will allow, I think, almost everybody to go out in the pit lane. I think is a little bit busy. So is the beginning to end of Sector 1 now. So we're gonna see some drivers just complete laps, get going, whatever they choose. We're gonna go on board for Blue Doggy though, because he's the first one though. And yeah, the track is evolving to the point where we could see a close and tight end to Q1. 3 minutes left in the session. 11 drivers have set laps, but for these people who've yet to, it's going to be crunch time for them, because they do want to get a good lap in, but they also make sure they're not going to be knocked out by any of their fellow competitors, because you still need to set a competitive lap. The track is just about completely dry. It will get faster because the rain particles you'll notice on the lens, but it's nothing major. That's what's going to create. Help the track get a little bit faster, and yeah, that is a yellow flag with Joe and.
I think it was just Riles letting someone through. Yeah, I think it was just letting someone through.
Well, we will see the first dry laps in action. Did have rain to start the session, and finally, I'm glad we saw to dry session. We've not seen one of those in a while at this league, so I'm happy with that. But we're now on to Goggy's lap. Here we go. 17th right now, not at all, but it's good he got used to the track conditions at least when he went out the first time. Now he's used to. Here we go. Goggy also has a couple cars in front of him, so they're gonna have to get out of the way. That is the mercy, I believe, of Chromac or Com, but here he goes up the hill, cannot lose it. He's done just that. He's gonna set a decent lap if he can get the rest of it in. I think the Rouge was ready on is always the biggest part in conditions like these, changeable conditions. But end of Sector 1. Let's see what it is. 30.6. It is gonna be purple. So you know the times are improving. Jab and Brute slaps are gonna have on as well if they're not gonna want to be eliminated. Now, a minute and a half remains. We have a couple of cars in front of Goggy who are also getting to the checker flag soon enough. That's a McLaren. That's either Lando Norris or all on outlaps, and they're going to have to get out of Goggy's way here soon enough. A little bit of lag there for a moment. Now, just or the car in front of the away. Neither of them have so far, and they're going to be here soon enough. It is shot getting out of the way just barely. There's still another car in pass. I think that is either Pluto or Brute, but they've now got out of the way. Goggy's got a clear check. He should be good to complete this lap. Now he's going to be the end of the sector 2. What's this going to be? How is this lap going to man who was dominant in Singapore, can he create a dominant lap here? It is a 17-0 in the middle sector. So they are improving much more than what we've seen the drivers in the wet conditions do on the inner tires. Now, going through another fast bit, which will be tough. Maybe you want to keep a profile, maybe not. We'll see what he does. No, he doesn't. It is completely fine, so he's good. He's now going to go to the bus stop chicane and going to see the checker flag. The lap going to be for Goggy. 45 seconds remaining in the session. 45 seconds to get a lap in. Or here's Goggy coming to the line now. He will be almost 10 seconds in front. That is a 46 in that. We have Race Cracker, who's also going to go to the top. Next up is a McLaren starting shot. We're going to be on board with him while other drivers are continuing to complete laps and start laps. But an Aston Martin, that is either Polo. Yeah, that is Polo. Sorry, starting a lap. Next, Tony Joey's going to go second fastest. Here's Shot now. Got a car in front having to avoid him. Now, also, up a Rouge Radion. He's going to apply DRS. Riles like for fourth. Next up is TJR. He's starting a lap. Next up's the other Alfa Romeo of Sam. Next up's the AlphaTauri. He's starting a lap. That's either Joseph or Kostag. Checker flag. Pluto fastest with a 45.2. He's much more faster than anyone else. We've got a yellow flag. The Ferrari, I believe. No, it's not a Ferrari. Sorry, that's Aaron Ocon. Yeah, it's Race Cracker. It was Aaron. The checker flag. Jab goes fourth fastest. Next up is an AlphaTauri. It's either Joseph. Next up, it is Kostag who's gonna go third. Hot is also coming through the middle sector now. What's he gonna do on his lap? We got a Mercedes, then it's Shot, so we'll focus on Shot more through the middle sector. The thing we should be seeing a lot of time start to improve. Pluto improved to 0.3 faster than any other. Next up's the Mercedes. That is going to be Will Cromack, who's going to go 9th fastest. Joseph and Sam all yet to set laps. Shot comes through the middle sector now. He's got a train of cars behind him. There's a Red Bull who's crashed. There's a Ferrari who's crashed. I don't know if that's Rice or Joe, but if it's that'll be very important to his session for sure. In making the next round. Shot, the next car in the McLaren across the line. Is he going to be safe at all? What's going to be? Is it representative? He comes to the line now. It will be third fastest for Shot. Toss of Brute Gorgon. Brute Gorgon's completed the checker flag. Next up's the Mercedes of Calm completes the checker flag. Polo God's going to go fourth fastest. Behind that is Lando's 9th fastest. He should be safe. It's the Alfa Romeo of Sam, by the way. Or not Sam, is Blue Goggy, 10th fastest. Next up's the Red Bull of Joe, or one of them.
TJR's invalidated.
Next is Sam. So that is important. TJR is going to be out. Sam is going to go through. Sam's 13th. Joseph will end up 12th. The other car to cross the line is Joe and Rice, and that it is Pluto who's fastest.
Invalidated.
Yeah, there you go.
That was costing Joseph because he was behind Sam, so he wasn't able to go as fast as possible, I think.
But Calm out in Q1. Actually, very.
That is quite surprising.
Oh, Wi-Fi did a little thing there. There we go. Did not realize that, but there we go. That is the end of Q1.
Yeah, Florian was never making out with that one shot, especially since it went dry.
Yeah, most definitely. And look at the gap between the cars throughout the field. We have Pluto through Aaron through Shot with an impressive third. And his full time, I must say, good props to him. And then the rest of the drivers who make Q. We also have a lot of the people who are on intermediates through. So, Alan, Calm, Florian Foley, TJR. Oh, I did not see Rickson typing in that. Okay.
Chungus is saying that apparently the stream keeps lagging and the audio is bad sometimes.
Yeah, let me refresh. I don't know if that's his end or not. Let me quickly. Just want to make sure.
Apparently,
but that is the end of.
Apparently, according to TJ, invalidated by the skin of his teeth.
Oh.
That is extremely unlucky, if true. Oh, Joe's very happy about out qualifying a teammate.
That is actually, yeah, he's right about that, because that is the time he's qualified a teammate first in a non-Ferrari powered car, so that's good. Well, now we see a completely dry session, so we're completely fine now. We're now through to Q2. Let's also mention a couple things, by the way, about Q2. He was out last week in Q1. He's through. Aaron barely got through last week. This week, comfortably through. Same seed, with both Alfa Romeos through. That's a good sign with them. Both McLarens are through. Riles is through in the Alpine. Brute's through. Brute didn't get eliminated there. He was wise, I would say. I must say it's an improvement from Bahrain and the other couple races that Brute has competed in. Britain being his best one with his only points finish. Joe is through. Joe hasn't had a points finish yet. Rice hasn't had a points finish yet. I don't believe either. He's had good qualifying, so hopefully they all can keep it up. Now we're through to Q2. Let's see if we can get an interview with anybody who is... Yes. I think maybe TJR. I do see what Chungus is saying by the stream is lagging, but I don't think it is too bad. I'm trying to make sure that can be fixed, though. I don't think internet... My internet's fine. I don't think to do with that. I checked beforehand as well. So I don't know. I don't think that has anything to do with it, at least. But I will check just to be sure before we get any laps in, by the way. I don't know if... Can anyone else vouch, by the way, for the stream being lag? Yeah, sure. Well, I'm aware of that from you, Chungus. I'm just trying to make aware from everyone else. I can see on my end it's not entirely great, but it's... I want to make this point of view, because mine could be a lot different from others. And I doubt to do with internet, considering lagging sometimes. Okay, I don't want to have to restart the stream. I really don't. Just tell me how bad it is, really, I guess. See if I can fix something here. I do see what people are talking about, though. I don't want to have to restart the show. I want to do. And I almost refuse to do it, but I just want to make sure to be safe.
Or is it just like every other second?
That's what I want to make sure. People need to be more aware of that. There's 12 people watching. I need everyone who's in the chat to make us aware if there's anything that needs a restart to the stream or not.
Yeah, I've kind of gone from this, but it hasn't really lagged much for me.
It's not lagging much. Okay, so it's mixed, I think, then.
Oh, but
I'm trying to... Oh, well. He's now out of this. He's crashed.
Ooh.
I'm going to restart Twitch. I'm going to try that with my computer and see if there's any fix to it. I'm going to try to fix this quickly. If you can you talk a little bit about Riles' lap? You don't have to do it, but mention
yeah,
it a little
it's
bit.
just, obviously, it's just his first one out, he's stayed purpose, because obviously his first one out. He's just, of course, that's that name.
I had a car in front of me a moment ago, too, by the way.
Yeah,
There's
no,
14
it's
people
not.
watching.
It's clear heavens, so you should be fine for not being blocked. It's pretty smooth so far. So I set 3 now.
I'm going to be the first one to complete a lap as well, so time.
Round. Oh, that is blue golly gone wide. This is good last up chicane, right? And then...
There we go. Alive.
Start with obviously 145.8. Yeah, I don't really know what to do for talking about. That's not
I'm gonna
that
fix
good
the
for that
stream,
bit,
I think. I'm gonna try to see if I can. It is behind now in my cutting out. I'm going to restart the stream quickly, so anyone tuning in, just keep... I really don't want to have to restart the stream. So I'm gonna restart it quickly.